and welcome to the Knitting Annihilator podcast YouTube channel. I'm Akira, your friendly neighborhood knitter, and today we will be reviewing the Addi Click Standard Rocket Interchangeable Needle Set. This is a 5-inch tip needle set that comes in a variety of colors I've seen, and this one just so happens to be pink, and they are white bronze, which is a new to me type of material in regards to knitting needles, which is pretty freaking awesome. So they come, I think, between US 4 and US 11. I will put on the screen how much they are going for right now on Amazon in US dollars. I got mine for Christmas. Blessings. So yeah, I wanted to make sure I reviewed this with a project that I can utilize all the assets of it. On the back you see all kinds of things as far as how many needles come in the set, what also come in the set, the accessories that it comes with, and then these needles were also made in Germany, which I also find very interesting as well. So let's get this box open and take a look at it. So the ones that I got for Christmas came in this beautiful pink packaging that I love. This note just says that all your accessories are in the back zipper, so don't be alarmed. And when you open it, it is actually like a snap button type situation, which I absolutely love. I thought that was an amazing take on a interchangeable set instead of using a zipper. And yeah, these needles are absolutely beautiful, which I absolutely love. That bottom part is a connector, so you can connect your cables together. But I loved all the information that this set came with. Not only did it have a user's manual, it also showed you what other things that Addi offers. I saw those Tunisian crochet hooks. I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, so I'll just continue showing you what comes along in this first part, and then we'll talk about the accessories in the next clip. Now that we have viewed the needles themselves, I now wanted to turn over and look at the accessories. I think here I'm going to open everything up and show you everything that it comes with. There are three cords. I think it is, your standard size cords that come with everything. So this is so precious. Look at me trying to put these needles together. I love the snap button I'm not gonna lie, it gets me every time. I think I just open and close it just for the snap buttons. So you unzip the back, and that is where everything lives. So you have these grippers. So instead of like with higher Chalgu, you get like the little stick things. In here you get some grippers. Then those are the 3 cords, and then there's a gauge thingy that we all know I don't use. I'm sorry, maybe in 2023, I don't know. But yeah, so here we are. And I thought this was sweet enough to have these items in there, which is always useful, especially the little gaugey thing. So I thought this was nice. This is the part where I figured out what the click part means of the Addi Click Interchangeable set. So it's not like a regular interchangeable set where, you know, you just kind of twist it in and then snug it. So you literally have to find the hole, line the hole up with like the groove in the cord, and when you twist it, you actually hear it click. So at some point in this video, you're going to see me like come to the realization of like, oh, it actually clicks on to the cord, which is, I think, genius in the fact that, like, you know, there's that security of like your needle not falling off. So I thought that was great. Checking the dullness or undullness of the needles. They are not too dull and they're not too sharp. So I feel like they're right in the middle. They remind me of kind of like a Chalgu type tip, where it's like sharp enough for you to do slip stitches or anything like that. So yeah, the needle tips themselves are lovely. The actual putting together of the needle actually took me some time, and having to do like an interchangeable like thing where I was putting stitches on hold really gave me the practice I needed in regards to figuring out how to do it. Part in here to be just realistic in regards to that first row that you start knitting, which is hectic on any needle that you put it on, whether it's an interchangeable, whether it's your favorite interchangeable set or something new that you're trying. But I did also notice that they have a groove in them, so that part where you shove the needles in and like click them, there is a groove in the needles, so it kind of like would snag and tug on these stitches, causing it to be a little harder to move your stitches around. But this is the first row, so that is already a difficult time as it is. First part of my pattern, and it was time to put those needles on hold. So I thought this would be a good idea to again. Well, first I was going to try the little SOS type, holding the stitches thing, but then I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. So I do change my mind and end up doing it with the cord connector, and just making those, just screwing both ends to the cord connector. I again take out the how-to instructions on how to do it, but I just really wanted the practice of learning how to click the needles on and off, because that honestly was pretty difficult for me, if I'm honest, just trying to figure out like, okay, what dot do I line it up with to get the needle to do its thing, or get the connector to do its thing. So if you see a couple times like I can just pull the connector off, it didn't click. So you have to really feel for that moment of like, oh, it clicked, so I'm okay. Here is I was just showing you again how to put the needles on to the cord. I feel like, I don't know, for some reason I feel like I just needed this moment to like, because maybe like you don't know how to do it, and like just looking at the instructions doesn't help. But I did my best to make sure I could focus and get those dots. It's the dots on the end of the needle that tell you how to, or where to put the thing in. So then you shove the groove in where those dots are, and then you twist. You need a little bit of elbow grease. You twist until you feel it click, and then to release them, you push them down and screw back the way you came, and the needle just pops right off. So the grooves are your best friend. I can't do anything without the grooves. I definitely need the grooves. clip where I figure out the SOS lifeline situation on the cords, which I absolutely love. I think that is absolutely genius of there to be just this hole where you can put maybe a stitch marker or something like that to just block the stitches from coming off, or as a lifeline when you want to thread through. I don't know, either way I feel like it can be used both ways, but I used it in my particular situation for holding the stitches on there till I was ready to get them on. So I got some waste yarn and I got just a regular needle, and I just threaded it through once I was able to really get the hole kind of open. You do have to stretch her out a little bit. But anyway, so once I was able to stretch her out some, I was able to just get right on in there and put the waste yarn in, and I think that is a clever design on an interchangeable needle set. Alright guys, so I've been working with these needles for about a week or two, and I think I'm ready to give my final thoughts on them. I think it is a genius concept, the whole click it in and twist it thing. I think that's pretty cool. The lifeline holes in the cords, that's a game changer as well. Overall, once you start the project, because you know the first cast on row is kind of wonky, of course, but once you start, it seems to move perfectly back and forth. So as you can see, like as soon as you move it, there is that little snag, and that's because the join right here, you know, the join right here is so large because you stick it in and snap it. So sometimes your yarn will get caught right there, which can kind of be annoying, but what I do is try to keep all the stitches in front of that as best I can. I'm trying not to leave too much space between the stitches for them to get stuck. I would give these needles a I'm gonna say an 8.9 out of 10. I do recommend them for more seasoned knitters. I don't think I'd recommend them for beginner knitters, only because me personally, I have 3. I'll say 3. I have 3 interchangeable sets. I used to have like 4 or 5, but I know I gave a couple away. But off the top of my head, I know I have 3 interchangeable sets, and those seemed more friendly on how to use them. Whereas the click and spin, it can get a little confusing. What dot you're supposed to look at to do what thing. So I don't think that's like new knitter friendly. But I do recommend them for a more seasoned knitter. And my other interchangeable sets don't have the big jog. So I have my high sharps here. So as you can see, that join right there is not, it's very smooth right there compared to the join right here. It's got like a little snag right here. But other than that, these needles are absolutely beautiful. I'm not trying to have an accent. Absolutely beautiful. Anyway, they're absolutely gorgeous. Once I got used to working with them, they felt a bit sticky at first, but once I actually got in the groove, they were able to kind of push you on through and give me that quickness that I like. And the point is not dull, but not sharp, so it's kind of in the middle. So it's been really easy to transfer stitches from one thing to the other. That is what I had to do on this pattern, so that's why I chose this one specifically to test the needles on. So this is the After the Storm cardigan by Kelly Fowler, my second and third one. I'm knitting them both at the same time. So yeah, so I love the needles. I think the needles are great. You know what, I'll give them a 9. 8.9 is like pushing it. I'll give them a 9 out of 10. The only thing that would take me over the moon would probably be just a less, you know, joggy join. But other than that, the needles are great. The cords are beautiful. They seem to be holding their shape, but at the same time still being malleable and not too stiff. I love that. Yeah, and I loved the engineering of it. It's just way different than what I'm used to, and it takes you out of your comfort zone, and I like that. So thank you so much for watching this review. I will have, maybe I'll put a link to the Amazon down below. I got them for Christmas, but I know I found them on Amazon. But I'll put a link to it down below. And you can follow me on Instagram if you want to talk a little bit more. Leave a comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.